tend to think of the four-wheel drive pickup as evolving in the late 50s. But long before that, a company in Indiana was converting Ford trucks into four-wheel drives.
This one's a 1951 Ford F5 Marvin Harrington conversion, also with a Snow-Go rotary snowplow on it. And it's typical of a lot of the Marvin Harringtons built after World War II. That probably was the most common conversion, would be the ton-and-a-half truck, because they had so many wide uses. This one's a 51 Ford F7, which is a larger example of what Marvin Harrington did, with 20-inch rubber on it, 5-speed direct with a 2-speed transfer case. This one's a 1951 Ford half-ton Marvin Harrington conversion, what they call the LD7. And it's a flathead V8 and a 4-speed, but it doesn't have high and low range, it's just straight 4-speed. This one's a 49 Ford LD7 F1 half-ton, and it's powered by a flathead 6 with a 4-speed. This is the first one I bought, and I've had it since, I guess, about 1974. And eventually I'd like to restore it because of the originality of that one. And they are quite rare. You don't find too many of those around anymore. This is a 1950 Ford half-ton panel that Marvin Harrington called the Ranger. Marvin Harrington put the four-wheel drive conversion in and also had the windows in the back put in. But the Ranger originally was built on the car chassis, and then when Ford changed in '49, it was too difficult to convert it. So in 1950, they came out with this style and then called it the Ranger. This one's a 1950 Ford F7 Marvin Harrington, originally bought new by Standard Oil and used in the Midwest oil field about 40 miles north of Casper. And it only has 6,000 original miles on it. This one's a 1940 Ford ton-and-a-half with a Marvin Harrington four-wheel drive conversion along with tandem axle. And apparently that tandem axle was produced by Timken for Marvin Harrington. It's a big ditch here, so don't break your neck. That one's a 1960 Ford ton-and-a-half van, originally used in seismograph. And it's got a Marvin Harrington conversion, and it also has lockout hubs on the front. I've got a Halliburton one out back that we can take a look at too. Okay, this one's a 1950 Ford F5 Marvin Harrington, originally purchased new by Halliburton. It's a flathead V8 with a 4-speed. And there's an extra front axle on the back there for parts. What I've got here is a 1941 Ford ton-and-a-half, originally straight Ford, converted by Marvin Harrington into four-wheel drive. Later on, the snowplow was added. It came out of Lyons, Nebraska, and was used by the school system as a snowplow. And it has the 95-horse Mercury engine, originally installed by Ford, and appears to still be in pretty good shape. So we've just left it alone and going to run it as it is. And that is a 4-speed standard Ford truck transmission with high and low range. And it has what they call a compensator in the transfer case, so there's no lever on the floor for four-wheel drive. And this compensator, if you spin the rear wheels a little bit, the front will come in by itself, or if you turn a corner on pavement and the front wheels turn faster than the rear, they freewheel. Harrington didn't believe in a differential in the transfer case, so he was famous for this compensator. Most all Marvin Harringtons did have that, mainly before World War II. Yeah, we're approaching Poison Spider Road, which is basically on top of the old original Oregon Trail from out of the middle of the 1800s. And that was the Western movement when everybody wanted to get away from the East and get out into Oregon and California. Then later on, the Union Pacific Railroad really put a stop to the Oregon Trail. But this Poison Spider Road, we're about, I guess, 8 to 10 miles west of Casper, Wyoming. And this road basically is built right on top of that old original Oregon Trail. headed east towards Casper, Wyoming, and on our right or to the south you can see Casper Mountain. And over to our left where that orange water tank is, that's the old Casper World War II Air Base. That was quite an operation during World War II. And it's since been given to the county. Some of the old buildings, all the barracks, some of those, and some of the aircraft hangars are still there. And the war, the government donated it to the county, and later on the county built the Casper Airport out there. Harrington didn't believe in a differential in between the two axles. He believed his compensator was the better way to go. In another couple months we'll be plowing some snow with it out around the house. We've been down in the 30s at night so far, so it's not too far away.